Okay, guys, I'm back. Been gone for a while, but I'm trying to catch up. Been in and out doing some consulting and traveling, so now I'm back, and I've been told by my boss that I need to do some videos. So guess what? I'm going to do some videos. I left off. I'm going to show this last week of bonds and see what we've got. I've got the 10-year up here. Let's go to the 30-year and look at this guy. There we go. Did it? That's 727. All right. Little alert for today. All right. Well, we had an EMA cross here right after one, so we had a good entry right here. Next bar after the close of this arrow, so it opened at 155.05. That would have been a great trade on 727, and you could have held that thing a while right on through the bond pit open, unless this little wick would have got you. But you had no EMA change until after the cash session was going, but you could have got some really good ticks there. This would have been a good trade too. When the signal fired, it was already way off the average, so if it's off more than 5 ticks or more, I'm gonna wait. And sure enough, that thing pulled back, and you could have got an entry in here and rode that down a little bit more. So 727 looked good and would have produced some good ticks. Let's go on to 28th. Well, you had an EMA way back from the previous night. Right here at 6:40 in the evening, and that thing stayed. So you could have taken this. When I start trading, when the red's off, I start trading. But you could have hit that thing right there at 9 o'clock and had a good trade on it. But you could have gotten in this bar maybe on the open. It opened at 154.20. So that, if you'd been fast on the draw, you could have got a little bit out of that, but it would have been tricky. And then we go into the bond pit time, and we get chop fest. This is a perfect example of why this is red. This happens a lot more than the other. Sometimes coming right out of this into the cash session, you can get a good signal. But if you go back and look, that's why I've got this red right here. And look at that. It's almost perfect block there. There's no rhyme or reason for that for me. I have no special powers. I just have noticed when I do my back testing, this is a block of time that's tricky, and so why mess with it? Why subject your account to it? And the times that I have subjected my account to it, I have made some money, but I've lost more times than I've made. So it's just, there's no reason to mess with it. But boy, it's a perfect example right there. Perfect example. So this on 728, you had a good PPO cross here, then you could have got in on this bar. Opening bar after the signals are in alignment, so it opened at 154.22. So you could have, let's see where it goes. Yeah, that wick would have taken you out if you hadn't already taken some profit. I would have already gotten some profit and been trailing up. I probably would have got out probably about this bar here, if not this bar for sure. But That was a good signal, a good trade. If you'd have just stayed out of the chop there. Let's go to 728. All right, 728 or 729. Excuse me. Well, here's our EMA. We're not going to take that signal. So there's a fantastic signal. You get in on this next bar, 154.22. Well, we just heard that level, didn't we? 154.22 again, and ride her down with that wick. That wick would have got you. Maybe now if you'd have tightened, that wick might have got you. Depending on if you got some profit and you pulled the break even, that would have taken you out. But that was a good signal. Go into the bond pit. We had a little signal there, but it's still in the red zone for me, so I'm not messing with it. And our EMA. So we get in on the next bar. This one would have been tricky. So it opens at 154.08, but it goes up to 12. So the rule is for me, if the opening bar is more than 5 ticks off, which it was from the average, I'm going to wait a little bit. So you could have got a little better entry on this with some patience and rode that down. Got at least 10 ticks out of that, looks like, maybe more. Yeah, that would have probably got me out, but good solid signal. So you had two good solid signals there on the 29th. Let's go to the 30th. So the 30th, yeah, that would have been Thursday. I'm trying to remember. I'm going to do this video and then I'll do the first week of August too, because this is getting a little long, but we'll be okay. So we had an EMA up, got this signal. Here's those days that, that get you. So we had this signal, So you're going to jump in on the opening of this bar, which is 153.21, so that's stop out. And then it reverses. If you'd have been brave, you could have jumped on that bar. So it opened at 153.28. You could have eked out, if you had a 5-tick first profit or 3-tick first profit, you could have got that. Then you would have been bombed out here at the bond pit open. At least stopped. Well, look what it did. Look at that. Hadn't talked about pivots. Look at this all morning. And it's a little above the pivots. Bam, touches the pivot and then takes off and goes all the way to the top pivot there. That white line is the main pivot point, weekly pivot point. That's the first, was that resistance level. But look, almost, that is to the tick. It goes up just a little bit, pulls back. I wouldn't have gotten in this, so I'd have missed that. Here's those days, you should trade the bond pit open, but remember all the other examples of all the chop? Yeah, you'll get some of these, but when and how do you know? I'm not smart enough for that. So you go on into the cash session, you still got an up EMA. You still got an up EMA from here, actually from here. Still good. You could have jumped in here, but no signal for me, so I wouldn't have done it. So really, the 30th, you had to stop out, and then you break even if you're lucky. Let's go to the last day of the month on Friday. So here's our EMA back here. Here's something else I've been watching, and you might want to make note of it. But around this 8 o'clock time frame, there can be some stuff. What was a good move after hours? We never did get it. We never did get an EMA change until right here. That's interesting. Look at that. So our EMA crossed at 5:30 on Thursday. I've been trying to hold positions until the EMA crosses again. This one would have been a tough one. But look what you could have done. This thing just keeps on going until here. So a point and a half. Pretty good move. And it was almost, midnight before it changed over. So our EMA is down. Here's a signal at 3. I wouldn't have been up. I don't start looking till about 3:30. So you could have got in on this opening bar, first opening bar after the signal that you want. But you got an alignment, got a down and a down. 155.12. You have a 154.29, 28. Or if you would have held to there till the change. Here it is going right into bond pit time. Here's another example of where it would work and work big. But man, I just see more chop than this. But that's a fantastic signal. Get in on this opening bar at 6:50. Get in at 155.10, 156.19, or you just run up to these pivots. I'd be getting out these pivots. It's good profit. So that takes us to the end of July. I'll do another week review starting here in August. Tomorrow I'll do a week